Bank robbery. A bank robbery usually begins long before anyone enters the building. The robbers often study camera placement, security guard routines, employee shifts, and how quickly police can respond. Some walk in disguised as normal customers, waiting for the right moment to act. Others strike just after opening or before closing when fewer people are inside. Once the robbery starts, speed becomes everything. Demands are shouted, employees are ordered to open drawers or safes, and every second is controlled by pressure. The goal is to collect cash and leave before alarms trigger a full response. What makes bank robbery so famous is the careful balance between planning and chaos, where even one mistake can destroy the entire escape. Home invasion robbery. This usually starts with surveillance. Robbers may watch a house for days, learning who lives there when they come and go, and whether security systems are active. They often strike late at night or early morning when people are disoriented and less able to react. Entry is usually fast and violent, forcing immediate fear and confusion. Victims are often restrained while robbers search the home for cash, jewelry, electronics, or anything easily carried. Some demand access to safes or hidden valuables, believing people keep their most valuable possessions where they feel safest. The process depends entirely on control, which is why this robbery leaves such deep psychological damage. Carjacking. Most carjackings begin with opportunity. A driver stops at a traffic light, parks in a quiet area, or pauses to unlock a gate. The robber approaches quickly, often from a blind spot, and uses a weapon or threat to force the driver out. Sometimes the process lasts only seconds. The victim is shocked into obedience while the robber takes control of the vehicle and disappears before witnesses fully understand what happened. In organized cases, stolen cars are driven to hidden garages, stripped for parts, or given false identities. What makes carjacking different is how suddenly an ordinary moment turns into a dangerous confrontation. Express kidnapping. This robbery usually begins with a target being isolated, often while leaving a restaurant, hotel, or ATM. The victim is forced into a car and told to stay calm while being driven to multiple cash machines or ordered to transfer money through mobile banking apps. The robbers keep the victim under constant pressure, often threatening violence if anything goes wrong. The process is designed to be quick, usually lasting less than a few hours, because the longer it continues, the greater the risk of police intervention. Once the money is secured, the victim is abandoned somewhere unfamiliar, often shaken but physically unharmed. Highway robbery. Historically, robbers waited on isolated roads and stopped carriages at gunpoint, demanding valuables before vanishing into the countryside. Modern versions often use staged breakdowns, fake accidents, or blocked roads to force vehicles to stop. Once the target is trapped, robbers surround the vehicle, issue rapid commands, and take money, phones, or the car itself. Escape routes are usually planned in advance through remote roads where pursuit is difficult. The isolation is the key advantage, giving criminals time to act without interruption. Train robbery. A train robbery often begins with detailed knowledge of railway schedules and cargo movements. Robbers identify when valuable shipments are moving and choose stretches of track far from towns or police access. Some tamper with signals to stop the train, while others board secretly before forcing control of the crew. Once stopped, guards are neutralized and valuable cargo is transferred quickly to waiting vehicles. Timing is critical because railway delays are noticed fast, and every minute increases the chance of capture. These robberies became legendary because they combined military-style planning with dramatic execution. Armored truck robbery. Criminals study delivery schedules, routes, loading zones, and weak moments when guards move money between truck and building. Some stage distractions to separate guards. Others block roads or force collisions to create confusion. The actual attack is usually brief and aggressive, designed to overwhelm security before backup arrives. Because armored trucks are heavily protected, success often depends less on brute force and more on exploiting routine human behavior. That planning is what makes these robberies so remarkable. Cyber-enabled robbery. This robbery begins quietly, often with criminals gaining access to systems or collecting private information without the victim noticing. Once they understand how money can be moved, they create pressure through threats, fake urgent messages, or locked accounts. Victims are pushed to act fast before they can verify what is happening. The money is then transferred quickly through multiple accounts, making it difficult to trace. What makes this robbery unique is that it happens entirely through screens, yet the financial damage can be just as serious as a robbery in person. Patrol car. This is the standard police vehicle most people recognize, used for everyday duties like responding to calls, patrolling streets, and handling traffic stops. It is usually a modified sedan or SUV with emergency lights, sirens, and onboard computers. Over time, these cars have become more advanced, allowing officers to run license checks and receive updates directly from inside the vehicle. Its reliability and versatility make it the core of nearly every police fleet. Police SUV. This vehicle is a larger and more rugged alternative to the patrol car, often used when extra space or capability is needed. It can carry more equipment and multiple officers, making it useful for longer shifts or more complex situations. SUVs also handle rough terrain and bad weather better than smaller vehicles. Many departments have started favoring them for their durability and flexibility. K9 unit vehicle. This vehicle is specially designed to transport police dogs with built-in kennels and temperature control systems. It often includes safety alarms that alert officers if the inside becomes too hot or cold. K9 units assist in searches, tracking suspects, and detecting substances, so the vehicle must support both the officer and the dog. The setup reflects how important these animals are in active police work. SWAT truck. This is a large, heavily equipped vehicle used by specialized tactical teams during high-risk operations. It carries protective gear, tools, and sometimes armored protection for dangerous situations like hostage rescues or armed standoffs. The truck allows teams to arrive prepared and organized. Its presence usually signals a serious and carefully controlled response. Police motorcycle. This vehicle is used mainly for traffic enforcement and navigating crowded areas. Motorcycles can move through tight spaces and heavy traffic much faster than larger vehicles. They are also commonly used for escorts during official events. Their speed and maneuverability make them especially effective in busy urban environments. Undercover car. This vehicle looks like an ordinary civilian car without visible police markings. It allows officers to observe situations without being noticed, which is useful for investigations and catching traffic violations. Because drivers behave differently around marked police cars, undercover vehicles can reveal more natural behavior. Their strength comes from blending in completely. Armored vehicle. This vehicle is built with reinforced materials to protect officers in dangerous situations. It is used when there is a high risk of gunfire or other serious threats. Armored vehicles allow officers to approach and manage these situations with added safety. They are not used often, but when they are, the situation is usually critical. Mobile command center. This is a large, high-tech vehicle that acts as a control hub during major incidents. Inside there are communication systems, monitors, and workspaces for coordinating multiple teams. It allows police to manage complex situations in real time without relying on a fixed location. During large-scale events or emergencies, it becomes the center of decision-making and organization. Solitary confinement. This punishment involves placing an inmate alone in a small enclosed cell for up to 22 or 23 hours a day. Human contact is extremely limited, sometimes reduced to brief interactions with guards. It is often used for violent behavior, serious rule violations, or to separate high-risk individuals. The lack of stimulation, conversation, and normal routine can make time feel distorted, which is part of its intended control. Over longer periods, it has been known to affect mental health, which is why it remains one of the most discussed punishments in modern prisons. Loss of good behavior time. In many prison systems, inmates can earn reduced sentences by consistently following rules and showing good conduct. When those rules are broken, part of that earned time can be taken away. This means the inmate must stay in prison longer than expected. It directly connects behavior to time served, making it one of the most impactful punishments. Even small violations can have lasting consequences if they affect sentence reductions. Disciplinary transfer. An inmate may be moved to a completely different prison as a form of punishment. These transfers often send individuals to higher security facilities with stricter rules and fewer privileges. The sudden change can be difficult, as it removes familiar routines, environments, and social connections. In some cases, inmates are transferred far from family, making visits much harder. The disruption itself becomes part of the penalty. Loss of visitation rights. This punishment removes or limits an inmate's ability to see family and friends. Visits are often one of the few ways inmates stay emotionally connected to the outside world. Losing that contact can feel isolating and discouraging, especially over longer periods. It is usually enforced after violations involving communication, contraband, or behavior during visits, the emotional impact can be stronger than many physical restrictions. Segregation. Segregation places an inmate in a separate housing unit away from the general prison population. While not always complete isolation, daily life becomes far more restricted. With limited movement and fewer interactions, it is used both for discipline and for protection. Depending on the situation, the environment is quieter, more controlled, and often more tense. Over time, the reduced social contact can make even short stays feel much longer. Chain gang labor. This form of punishment requires inmates to perform physical labor, sometimes while restrained or closely supervised in groups. Historically, chain gangs were used for roadwork and other public projects, especially in the United States. While modern versions are less extreme, the idea of enforced labor as discipline still exists in some systems. The work is often repetitive and physically demanding, reinforcing consequences through effort and fatigue. Bread and water diet. In some prison systems, inmates may be temporarily placed on a very basic diet as punishment. This usually involves plain food with minimal variety, intended to meet only basic nutritional needs. It is used for short periods and typically follows strict regulations. The lack of normal meals makes the punishment immediately noticeable. Even though it is not meant to cause harm, it emphasizes discipline through discomfort. Restraint chairs. In extreme situations, inmates may be placed in a restraint chair, which limits nearly all movement. This is typically used when someone is considered a danger to themselves or others. The individual is secured in place under close supervision for a controlled period of time. It is one of the most physically restrictive measures available in a prison setting. Because of its intensity, it is usually reserved for serious incidents and closely monitored to prevent misuse.